Management is multidimensional, that is management of work, people and operation. So what management is doing? It is uniting the efforts of the individual inside the hotel, that is the organization, towards achieving the goals. Management is all pervasive. Wherever business activities takes place, for the business activities to be profitable, you need management. Hello everyone, this is Purna Chandra, Faculty, Commerce and Management, Vidhyaashram. So, we are dealing with the subject Management Principles and Practice for first sem B.Ba. So, yesterday we started with the sessions and today is our second session. So, we will start with the second session. So, before we start with the second session, we will just recap what we have understood in the previous class. In the last class, we introduced ourselves to the concept of management, and after that we also understood how management has evolved over time, that is your pre-scientific era, your classical era and your neoclassical era and the modern management era. So next we also understood the nature of management, that is management as an art, management as a science and also management as a profession. This is regarding the recap of the last class. So, today's class, we will be handling the topics, characteristics and objectives of management. So, the characteristics, also known as the features of management, are: management is a goal-oriented process. Management is all pervasive. And management is multidimensional. That is management of work, people and operation. And also management is a continuous process. And management is a group activity. And we also call management as a dynamic function. And we also characterize management as an intangible force. Now we will understand one by one. The different characteristics we will be analyzing one by one. So the first characteristics is goal-oriented process. So what is goal-oriented process? The basic goal of any business entity is to make profit. So in order to make profit, what they do? They will have to manage the activities, that is they have to perform the process of management. If they don't perform the process of management, what will happen? That is, if they don't perform the process of management, obviously they will have to face loss. So you see here, an organization has a set of simple and clearly stated goals. Clearly stated goals which are the basic reason for its existence. That is, suppose there is an organization. Their goal is to make 1 crore profit. So in order to make 1 crore profit, they might have to produce 10,000 products. So their goal is to make 1,000 profit, 1 crore profit. Their goal is to make 1 crore profit. Now they want to produce 1,000 products. So they will perform the process of management. So here management is goal oriented. That is, you are performing the process of management mainly because you want to accomplish certain goals. Now you see, management unites the efforts of different individuals in the organization towards attaining these goals. So, in an organization, there will be different departments. There will be various departments in the organization. What management does is, it will unite the efforts of different departments. For example, you consider a hotel. So, in an hotel, there is a cooking department, there is a cleaning department and also there is a supplying department. What manager does in a hotel? He unites the efforts of these three departments, that is your cooking department, your cleaning department and supplying department, so that the hotel will do well. That is, the hotel should make profit. So here the goal of the hotel is to make profit, to be successful. So what management is doing? It is uniting the efforts of the individual inside the hotel, that is the organization, towards achieving the goals. So we can conclude that management is goal oriented. It is not only hotel, any company you take. For example, you consider a very big company, a MNC company. There will be a finance department, there will be a marketing department, and also there will be a production department. So these three departments, that is the finance, marketing and production, they are doing different kinds of activities. But their single goal is that they want their organization to do well. They want their organization to make profit. So we can conclude that management is goal oriented. So we'll go to the next, that is management is all pervasive. So now what is the meaning of pervasive? So the meaning of pervasive is wherever activities takes place, you need management. Wherever business activities takes place, you need management. So management is common to all organizations. There is no organization without management. You will have to manage the activities to be successful. So for example, you consider a big MNC company, for example Infosys. They need management. Without management, they cannot prosper. And you consider any government company like your life insurance or any company, you need management. Similarly, hospitals require management, hotels require management, education institute requires management, and NGOs also require management. So management is all pervasive. Wherever business activities takes place, for the business activities to be profitable, you need management. So we'll move on to the next characteristics, that is management is multidimensional. What does this mean? So management is multidimensional means here you have to understand three different things, that is management of work, management of people and management of operations. We will come one by one. So what is management of work? Each and every organization exists for performing some kind of work. There is no business without work. If you work, it is business. So you will have to manage the work. So for example, you are carrying out a business of a hotel. So there are many departments which you have to manage. There is the cooking department, or there is a cleaning department, or there is a supplying department. So you should make sure that these three departments are managed well. That means when you manage your work, the work will be done well by the workers. Suppose you don't manage the work. What will happen? The workers will take the work for granted. When they take the work for granted, obviously the work will not be done well. So this is management of work. So next is management of people. So what is management of people? Inside any business organization, it is not only machines, it is not only work. There are people. There are people who come from different backgrounds. Each one of them will be having their own attitudes, beliefs, their own kind of feelings, their perception will be different. So being a manager, what you have to do, you should manage these people in such a way that they create a unity among themselves and work towards the attainment of your organization goals. So getting work done through people is still a major task for the manager. So it is really a major task, but the manager should take it as a challenge and he should ensure that he manages the people inside the organization well, so that he can achieve the organization goals. So next we will go to management of operations. So any business activity, there should be operations. So these operations should be carried out in an order or sequence. When you do not carry out in order or sequence, what will happen? Obviously, there will be repetition of work, there will be confusion. So you have to manage the operations. So through management, the operation inputs, that is raw materials and the technology which you are using, are transformed into desired outputs, that is products or services for customers. So when you manage the operations well, you come out with good quality products or services. So this is regarding management as multidimensional. So we will go to management as continuous process. What does this mean? Management is continuous process. So It consists of series of functions like planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. So these are the functions of management which managers have to perform regularly all the time. That is, he cannot stop doing these kinds of functions. So I will explain this with an example. Now you people are carrying out a business. So what you will do, you will manage the business well. For 1 year, you are into management and you are doing well. So all of a sudden, you decide to take a break from the management. That is, you will allow the workers to work on their own. That is, there is no planning, there is no organizing, no staffing, directing and controlling. Because you have made huge amounts of profit for the first year, you decide to stay at home and relax. So now what will happen? The workers at the workplace, they will take it for granted. Like what? No one is there to supervise them or no one is going to question them. So they will take it for granted, and obviously what will happen? The raw materials will be wasted. Time will be wasted. The quality of the products produced will not be good. Now what will happen? Obviously you will have to face loss because people are not buying your products. So you will have to face loss. So now what you have to do? What is the problem here? The problem arises because you stop managing. Now we call management as a continuous process. So until you want to be successful in a particular business, you have to carry out the process of managing. You cannot stop at any point of time. If you stop, the profit which you are making will be stopped and you will have to face huge amounts of loss. So we can conclude that management is a continuous process which has to be carried out by the managers regularly and all the time. So this is regarding management as a continuous process. Now we will go to the next, that is management is a group activity. So what do you call management as a group activity? So we will understand this. So every member of the group has different purpose to join the organization. So what does this mean? So there are different departments like your finance department, there is marketing department and there is production department. So the work what the finance department is doing is nowhere related to the marketing department. Similarly, the work the marketing department is doing is nowhere related to the production department. But still, they are working towards the success of the organization. So they are working in different groups and they want to achieve the success of the organization. So we can call management as a group activity. As members of the organization, they have to initiate, communicate, coordinate and join their hands for attaining the common goal of the organization. So what is the common goal? The common goal is making profit. Whether you are working in the finance department or whether you are working in the production department or whether you are working in the marketing department, your goal is the same, that is the success of the company. So we can say that management is a group activity. So we will move on to the next. Management is a dynamic function. So what is the meaning of dynamic? Dynamic means continuous change. So the environment in which business happens is dynamic. That is, it is continuously changing. So the technology which we are using today is becoming updated tomorrow. So you have to update your style of management according to the change in the environment. Suppose you are using some technology today and you are producing products. So what you will do? Tomorrow, if some new technology comes, you will have to upgrade to the new technology. Suppose you do not upgrade according to the changes in the technological environment, obviously, it will be a negative to your side. Like how? For example, you are using a particular technology and after 2 years, you need not use the same technology. You will have to upgrade to the new technology that is prevailing after 2 years. Because if you do not upgrade to the new technology, obviously, your competitors will upgrade to the new technology and they will produce better quality products than your company. So, dynamic means continuous change. It has to adapt itself to the changing environment, not only technological, social, economic, political, legal environment. So, it is very important from the manager's point of view that he upgrades to the new environment, whether it is technological, social, economic, political and legal, he should be changing according to the change in the business environment. So this is regarding management as a dynamic function. So next we will go to management as an intangible force. So what is the meaning of intangible? So the meaning of intangible is you can feel it but you cannot see it. I will give an example. Now the wind is blowing, you can feel it striking your face but you cannot see it, right? Similarly, management is also intangible, that is, it cannot be seen but its presence can be felt. It cannot be seen but its presence can be felt from the way organization functions. That is, if the management is good, it results in profit. If there is bad management, it results in loss. So management is intangible. If you are a good manager, you will lead to the success of the organization. If you are a bad manager, obviously your organization will be a failure. So this is regarding the last characteristics of management, that is intangible force. So now we are done with the characteristics. Now we will move on to the objectives of management. Objectives of management. So mainly there are three objectives of management: organization objectives, social objectives and your personal objectives. So what is organizational objectives? So before we get into objectives, we will understand what is organization. So organization means group of people with similar goals or common goals. So any organization in that sense, the main objective of any organization is to make money, is to make profit. So the organization objective is to make profit. So for what purpose they are making profit? They want to survive, they want to grow, they want to expand. That is, if the organization makes profit, they can invest that profit and they can start new branches. Suppose there is a branch of your company in Mysore and you are making hell lot of profit. Now what you will do? You will invest the profit in other cities like Bangalore, Mangalore, and you will grow and expand your business. So these are the organizational objectives. So here organization objectives is only concerned with money, that is profit. Now we will move to the second objective, that is social objectives. So social objectives is nowhere related to profit, it is related to charity. So what kind of help you are doing? Social objectives is related to charity, like what kind of help you are doing to the people in the society. We will understand, that is charity towards the society, providing quality goods at reasonable price. So when you provide quality goods at reasonable price, what will happen? The people in the society, they get to use quality goods. So obviously it will lead to the development of the society. For example, you produce a quality two-wheeler or a quality car, or you produce a quality smartphone and you give it to the public at reasonable price. That is, where middle class people or lower class people, they can afford it. Then what will happen? They will get developed. So this is in the society point of view. So next, environmental friendly methods of production. Being a business person or a manager, you should also take care of the environment in which the business is happening. That is, you should make sure that there is no pollution of air, water or soil, because certain factories, they emit smoke. You should make sure that the smoke that is emitted from your factory is within the prescribed norms. That is, the government will say how much percentage of carbon monoxide or other poisonous gas which you can emit. So you should make sure that it is within that norms. And also you should not dispose the waste of your factory, poisonous waste, into water or soil, which will cause water or soil pollution. And also you can provide employment to the weaker section of the society. So you can give employment to poor people who are living below poverty line in your organization, and you can help them. And also you can give health care and education to poor people. That is, poor people, for example, poor people, they are diagnosed with cancer and they don't have money to take the treatment. So on behalf of your organization, you can give them money for their treatment. Or you can also give education to poor kids. You can sponsor education from your company side to poor kids. That is social objectives. So the last objective is personal objectives. So when a person he comes to a factory or a business to work, he'll be having some personal aims, personal objectives. The main aim is salary. That is, every person, the main reason why he works is for salary. So he will be wanting a competitive salary so that he is satisfied with his salary. That is one of the personal objectives. Then also status and recognition. What is this? Suppose a worker is working in a big company. For example, he is working in Infosys. So that is a status for him and that is a recognition for him. For example, one of his friends or one of his family members, he comes and he meets him. So they ask him, what are you doing? He can say, I am working as a software engineer in Infosys, or I am working as a finance manager in the finance department. I am working as a finance manager in the finance department in Infosys. That is a status for him and that will be a recognition for him. So these three are the objectives of management. That is organization objectives, social objectives and personal objectives. So hope you people are clear with this. So what we discussed in today's classes, we discussed the characteristics and objectives of management. So in the next class, we will be discussing the scope and functional areas of management and also known as the functions of management. So hope everything is clear. Thank you. See you in the next session.